Oh, wake up. Wake up. I need to wake up. Come on. Hey. It's beard oil making day at Ape. So we sold out of all of our beard oil. All of it. How dare you? No, we appreciate it. Now, fortunately, beard oil is one of the easier things to make. The hardest part is actually formulating it. That took me months. So when you formulate it, you got to figure out the proper blends of the oils, what types of oils you want to use, and then make sure they mesh well together. You got to make sure it's both benefiting the hair and the skin underneath. So it was a whole thing. I did a little mini series about it on TikTok, but wow, that was a lot of work. So once you pass that stage, it's actually very easy to do. So there's no chemical reactions when it comes to beard oil. You're just taking these ingredients and you're mixing them together at the proper percentages. So when it comes to like soap making, you're using like lye, and then there's a chemical reaction happening, and then you gotta let it heat up, and then it cools down, and then you gotta let it sit. There's nothing like that with beard oil. So it's very convenient. Once you put in all the hard work in the beginning, it's pretty smooth sailing after that. So all I have to do today is take our 5 different ingredients and make the base of the beard oil. So what I do is I make a container of the unscented beard oil. And then when we have our scented beard oils, we got Menno, we got Woods, we got Warm Spice. I make them to order, basically. So I got my base, which is just our unscented beard oil. So if someone orders that, very easy, just pour that into 1 ounce bottle. But if someone orders one of these other ones, what I have to do is fill up the bottle most of the way and then put the essential oils in after, which is also pretty easy. I keep saying it's easy because I want to make it clear there's only one reason I'm doing this versus Trish. Because it's easy. I mess things, if it's complicated, I just mess things up. I'm normally not even in this room except for the beard oil stuff. I'm not even really allowed to be in here, to be honest. I'm allowed to be in here for beard oil though, because even an idiot can do it, so, you know, it's perfect. Why is oil so heavy? Oh, I need to start working out again. What a mess. So remember when I said like even an idiot can do this? To make it even more idiot proof, I printed the ingredients directly onto the bottle so I won't lose them. They're also in the notebook that has all the recipes, but you know, I'm here, so we're gonna make it super simple. In our beard oil, we have castor oil, hemp oil, sunflower oil, jojoba oil, and tamanu oil, which is 5 things. I know that because I just counted on my hand. I get a little nervous at this part when I'm pouring all the oils together. Ideally, what I like to do is get different containers, fill them up to the proper amount, and then pour them all together. But there's a time crunch right now, and our other containers still need to be washed. So I'm gonna be pouring directly into the main container. So if I get it filled like 3/4 of the way, and then I accidentally pour too much of something, I have a whole lot of personal beard oil just for myself, and then I have to restart from scratch. So I'm gonna start with the tamanu and the hemp, because those are the smallest amounts, so it's the most precise of everything. Let's get the stressful part out of the way. Ow, my thingy. Why can't I 2 packed? Do you see why I'm not allowed in this room? All right, so this part's pretty straightforward. You just look at the recipe on this, which I keep trying very hard not to show all of you because it's super, super duper secret. And I worked really hard on it. I'd be so sad if someone stole it. Put it on the scale. Gotta take the lid off so that I can zero out the scale with the weight of the glass. Gonna make sure it's working properly. Yep. So we're gonna start with the tamanu because it is a teeny tiny amount. Tamanu is great for your skin. It's also pretty good for the hair too, but it's fantastic for your skin. So that is why I decided to put the tamanu in here. Perfect. It's very convenient when it's got one of these like shampoo style tops. Makes it very easy. These things pour fast. It's scary. I get scared. So once that's in, go ahead and tare? I don't know what that word is. You zero out the scale, and for some reason it says T-A-R-E there. I don't know what it means, and I don't feel the need to look it up as long as I know what the button does. Bet you never seen a gallon of hemp oil before. We gonna party tonight. And that right there is why we only use a little bit of hemp. Hemp is great and it's super eco-friendly. I love supporting the hemp growers and it's great for your skin, but it's got the darkest, greenest color. So if we put a bunch of hemp in here and then someone had like a white or gray beard, it would tint it green. And from what I understand, the green beards are just not a thing right now. Tare. We're gonna go jojoba next. Is this? Nope. Oh no, I got gloves on. Oh no, my fingernails. I heard you. I heard your air. I could hear your wind. There we go. If it takes me a little while to get started, like it just did there, I like to just reset it again. Not because it needs to be reset, but because for some reason this thing goes to sleep after like a minute or two. And if you're halfway through a measurement, if you didn't really pay attention to where you're at, you just don't know where you were. And I can't find a way to shut off that feature, but it's a terrible feature. There is a lot of this. You can see the jojoba has a pretty yellow tint to it as well. Right now it's mixing with the hemp, so it looks even darker than it actually is, unless you can see the little stream coming down. That's why we made sure to have a good amount of sunflower oil in there too. Not only sunflower oil great, but it's also perfectly clear, so it helps counteract these vibrant colors. Castor oil is fantastic for hair. It's actually been shown to help hair grow back and grow stronger than before, denser. So it's ideal for beards, especially people that have patchier beards. Castor oil, don't forget it. See, if I take the container down here, I gotta keep checking where I'm at. I'm wondering if there's a way I can just lift this. Normally, our ape at work, normally our work at ape is not so strenuous. A lot of sitting. Castor oil is also clear, and if you can't tell, based on how slow it's going, it's incredibly thick. So that was something else we had to keep in mind, the viscosity of everything. If you use too many thick oils, people just, I'm making a mess. People just aren't gonna like it because it's gonna be hard to get into your beard. It's also not gonna evenly distribute. So there's a lot of things to consider when you're making beard oil. Oh, see, it just shut off. Luckily I was in between pores. Onto the sunflower oil. Sunflower flows a lot quicker, so I gotta be real careful here. The other thing is this container that I'm using right now, it's not ideal for this because my recipe, you've got to make a certain amount because the tamanu is so low. So if I made like half this, I wouldn't be able to properly calculate the tamanu because the scale wouldn't register it right. And it turns out that this container is pretty much exactly the size of the recipe. Normally wouldn't be a big problem, except the oils, like castor oil, it's got a different weight than some of these other oils. It sinks right to the bottom. So I need to now mix this, which is not the easiest thing to do. Sometimes I can just get the lid on and just gently shake it. So we're gonna try that first, but I might need to get a little stirrer. I look forward to when we're a bigger company and we have machines to do this part. Bubbles. My bubbles. I'm sweating from that. That's kind of pathetic. All right, so the base is made. Then if I turn this around over here, down in this drawer, I've got all the mixed oils. These are just the essential oils. So this one is the wood scent. And then it shows how much of each one. And then when it's complete and it's all filled up, I know that I only need to put 1.5 milliliters into a full bottle of the unscented beard oil. And that creates the wood scent. Today though, we need a 1 ounce unscented immediately. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm so glad I found these things. They're basically reusable glass droppers. We had been using like these little, like the plastic syringe type things. They would get all gunked up. We'd end up having to throw them out, and that goes against what we stand for. So I found these online and they are fantastic. The only thing that sucks is that, first of all, it'd be nice if they were a little bigger, but also the hole is so teeny tiny on the end that it takes forever for the oil to come out. For something thicker like the beard oil. Just gonna double check this is all mixed. If it wasn't mixed, I'd be able to see different color changes and even like swirls in it. It's very odd to look at. It looks cool, but it's not good. So you're like, ooh, bad. So these are 10 milliliter droppers if you fill it all the way up, which I'm not quite doing. Oh, that one did. And a 1 ounce bottle is 30 milliliters. So it's gonna take like 3 to 3.5 of these, depending on how much you're filling it up each time. The other option is to use a little funnel, but I still end up spilling it somehow. So that's about how much I fill it up, right to where it starts rounding, because you gotta keep in mind, once this goes in, it's gonna push it up quite a bit. I usually like to fill the dropper to drop the oil level a little bit, and then we're good to go. Next step is just to clean this off, because even though I was using this fancy dropper, I still made a mess, and now the label won't stick because it's coated in oil. Oil is very hard to get off glass. I mean, you can get it off for the most part just wiping it until you try to stick something to that, like a label, and then suddenly you realize, I didn't get that off very good. So the key to that is really rubbing alcohol. It just eats away at the oil and it takes it right off. Got one of our unscented beard oil labels. Focus camera. Get it together here. First step is to take like 5 minutes trying to peel this thing. I hate these labels. I hate them so much. I can't wait until we can get them printed by someone else. We print all our labels in-house right now on this paper that's not exactly made for what we're doing, but we use it because it's recycled and recyclable, and the adhesive on the label is recycle friendly, so it's not gonna gunk up all their machines and then they have to throw out large chunks of what could have been recycled materials. The final step. I really suck at this part. It's so hard on something rounded like this to get the label super straight. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it can't be like super messed up either. You see? That was headed rapidly in the direction of super messed up. Oh, did I get it? Oh man. All right, that's just mildly messed up. That's gonna make the cut, but I'm still not happy about it. And there we go. One unscented ape beard oil with a mildly crooked label. What are you gonna do? I'm doing the best I can, people. This goes in here, and then it is ready to go. Get closer. And that's it. That's how we make beard oil here at Ape. That's much closer than I meant to get. It's pretty straightforward, a lot easier than some of our other products. Like I said, the hardest part by far is formulating it. There's just so many things to take into consideration, so many different aspects. And sometimes you try to fix one problem and then you fix that problem, but then you make another problem in the process and you just gotta go back and forth until you get it perfect. I am really happy with how our recipe I ran out of memory. How long have I been talking? I had to switch the card. Why are these wheels so lubed up? In the future, I want to do a video like this for all of the products that we make, except it's gonna be Trish making them, so I'll be able to get behind the camera and make it more interesting, where it's not just sitting in one place for most of the time. So I look forward to doing that. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, turn on that bell thing, you know, the little clicky click, the little bell on the YouTubes, because that really helps. And we're trying to do a lot of good with this business. So the more followers we get, the bigger we get, the more we can improve the world. I'm getting dizzy. Anyway, that's all I got. See ya.